All right, we wanted to first say a big congratulations to Seth DeMoor for finishing the Naples Half Marathon in a new PR. Congratulations, Seth!
Way to go. Way to go.
Welcome to RaceMob, where we've got training tips, running reviews, and inspirational stories. Check out our podcast, YouTube channel, Instagram account, or visit us at racemob.com. I'm here with my good friend, head coach of RaceMob and master motivator, Coach Bertrand Newson, to break down Seth's pre-race and his race and his post-race to grab some nuggets that we can use. Now, Seth's a friend of our show, friend of our podcast, and so we wanted to first say congratulations and then break down some of his pre-race strategy. Coach, you want to break down some of the pre-race?
Sure. And where it applies to all runners, from blue collars runners getting their first 5K in to elites finishing half marathons or marathons placing top 5, top 10 as Seth did. So first off, plan. Got a plan. Making sure you know what you would like to do in relation to finishing time, and if you have enough time on between race day and when you're the part of your training cycle to put in the work, the varied workouts with rest time in order to achieve your goal time. Does that mean every race has to be a PR effort? No, it does not. Because we may look to put a PR effort, a personal record or personal best on the calendar later in the year. And what does that training look like? Broken down on a weekly basis may be a little different from all of us, but it's important that you have a week-to-week plan that is training towards something, which Seth was able to do, and he was able to share that with us as well. So, one, know the goal time you like to finish for the given race, looking at a calendar, making sure there's enough time for you to stay on track in order to reach that desired time. So having a plan is key.
Talk to us a little bit, Coach, about the race day plan, or when he arrived there. There was a couple of things that he did that is great for us runners to take away.
Yes. Know the course. Study course. So course. And what do we mean by course? You know, if it's road or trail, very rare. I mean, in some cases, you could be also running on a track as well. So road, course, track, or trail. In this case, it was a road course. Studying it, Seth had the ability to actually drive the course the day before, so he knew the nuances of the course. If there were sharp turns that might impede his progress, where he had to slow down, or could he keep his momentum? So having that intelligence, especially if you are running competitively, looking to place in your age group or potentially place overall, knowing the course in advance can give you a competitive advantage. So knowing the course, weather, preparing for the weather. In Florida, depending on the time of the year, it can be more humid. So knowing if it's heat, cold, arm sleeves, tank tops, singlets, tights, shorts, compression socks, compression sleeves, and type of shoe. All that done in advance and preparing it the night before, the day before, having all of your gear set aside in advance. Is the watch charged? How many gels am I going to have? How much water am I going to consume, or electrolytes throughout the race? And about approximately where at on the course. Very, very important.
I love what you talked about knowing the course and knowing it intimately well, because you see during the video, sometimes some of the runners are going to go to the water station or grab water. One runner actually missed grabbing water because they didn't know the course well enough. And Seth, you could tell, had a strategy for which water stations he was going to hit. He knew exactly where the water stations were, and he knew how to run the inner tangents of the running course. You see one runner kind of veer off to the side, and Seth knew the course so well that he knew exactly how to hug that inner corner, and you can shave literally, hundreds of meters off of a course of that side by knowing where your inner tangents are, what lines you're going to run. So loved that. Let's talk about pacing. Let's talk about pacing strategy, because he goes into real good, clear detail before the race even begins about what his pacing strategy is going to be.
Yes, and it worked. So what did he do? He looked at the 13.1 mile segment and where he wanted to be from a pace standpoint, where he wanted to evaluate. at the 5K mark, at the 10K mark, at the 10-mile mark, and also in relation to the other runners, the other elite runners. If they got to 5 meters and 10 meters ahead of him, that he would make the decision to stay with them. But if they got upwards of 50 meters out, maybe to let them go and maybe reassess if the pack came back to him. And the importance of running with the group, where you can almost run kind of on autopilot, filling yourself out, getting into your rhythm, making sure your cadence is good, being plugged in on, again, when to hit the hydration station or when not to, makes it a little bit easier versus if you're just running on your own.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, having that strategy in advance, and you can see that it paid out for him. You can tell by the splits, the mile splits, that he really ran pretty much the same pace from beginning to end, that he stuck to his strategy, that the strategy worked out. You can even tell from his heart rate, the heart rate tracker, that sure, it goes up a little bit around mile 10. That was his strategy, to kind of keep up with the group, keep pace with them. And, you know, he really intensified his effort kind of towards the end while he was trying to keep up. And so really it paid off. I mean, strategy paid off, visualizing, understanding that end goal, understanding how he was going to finish, how he was going to feel all the way through. And the last portion of that is around community, right? Because the DGR community was out there in full force. He even had people from RunAdic out there filming and cheering him on. And so thank you guys from RunAdic for really taking us along the entire adventure with you. Talk to us about community. Talk to us about that race day, that the boost that you can get from people being out there on race day, because we miss that feeling.
It's huge. It is huge. It's one thing to put in the work and prepare and have a strategy, but to have the support of other individuals that are rooting for you each step of the way, virtually. So if we're sharing, pre-race day on our social media feeds, that this is what I'm doing. Here's my flat runner photo. You're, taking a picture of all your gear, your shoes laid out, your singlet, and the whole nine, and getting that type of virtual support on race day morning. Maybe it's a selfie in front of the starting area. Again, knowing that is going to be a nice way for people to virtually root you on. And if by chance in a live race and you have people that are out there on the course or waiting at the finish line, as an additional means of motivation to keep you moving when you have those moments where, it might get a little tough, to know that there are other people that are rooting for you each step. It's just, it's a game changer in many ways. So tap into your fitness community. Share with people on what you're doing, especially if you're fortunate enough to run a live race. We want to run with you.
Fantastic. So we want to say big congratulations to Seth. Thank you so much for taking us on your adventure with you. And I mean, the incredible thing is Seth is so kind, so warm, so welcoming. I mean, he stuck around the finish line, waited for other members of the community to come out, even did a little cool down run with everybody. He really is the embodiment of community. He's just such an ambassador of the sport to all of us. And so we want to say thank you, Seth, for bringing us along. Fellow Colorado CU alum, so thankful to have you be out there for all of us runners, and congratulations, buddy. If you like this content, give us a thumbs up. It really helps us out, and it helps the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to our channel for more information like this. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.